Welcome again to the old principle. 我就是老校长. Now, today's lesson, let's take a look at the title. Oh, what in the world are those little round things? Could they be marbles? 弹珠呢? Okay, it says marbles. There are a few other things in this lesson that we'll talk about. But before we do, let's come back and let Mrs. Ash read the story. And then we'll look at it sentence by sentence. And there's a lot to talk about today.
Number 17, Marbles. It is strange now how I remember unimportant things from my childhood. Unimportant now, but back then very important. For instance, I remember the fads that occasionally captured my fancy. In grade school, I once got involved with a yo-yo fad. As I passed the 29th Street Market one day, I noticed there was a poster in the window announcing a yo-yo contest. I used all of my money to buy a yo-yo. At the same time, I signed up for the yo-yo contest. For the next week, I practiced and practiced. On the day of the contest, I was so nervous. Surprise! Surprise! I won third prize. But after a while, I got tired of yo-yos. Another fad that influenced me was playing with marbles. This fad occurred almost every spring. I saved my money and bought pretty colored glass marbles. For a little boy, this was a big investment. After school, my friends and I took our bags of marbles out to a corner of the schoolyard that had a nice, smooth concrete surface. We played for keeps, which is an idiom that meant that all winning or losing was final. First, we would choose a marble out of our bags. Then we would haggle over the value of the marble we chose. If both agreed, then the game began. My opponent and I would put our marbles down on the concrete, and then we would chase after each other, one turn at a time. The skillful players had ever-enlarging marble bags. My marble bag seemed to be getting smaller and smaller. After a while, I forgot about marbles. I guess that is the way of life. What is important today probably will not be important tomorrow. I wonder if there is a way of determining the value of my current activities. If I could do that, I would save lots of money and not waste so much time.
Welcome back. Are you ready to go? I'm ready. Here we go. It is strange now how I remember unimportant things from my childhood. And I don't know, 因为我是老校长, maybe it's so that you start to think about these things from the past. And usually the things you remember, 你记得的, is the unimportant things. 不重要的事情. Important, unimportant means 不重要的事情. From 童年的时候, childhood. Now, unimportant now, maybe, but back then were very important. Why were they important back there? Well, I'm going to explain that. But we've all had that experience. Something is very important now, but then a few more months or days or maybe a year or two, it's not important at all. And sometimes we look back and we laugh at ourselves. Did I do that? Okay, now, let's go on to the next one. For instance, I remember the fads that occasionally captured my fascination and fancy. In grade school, I once got involved with a yo-yo fad. Okay? Do you know what a yo-yo fad is? First of all, what is a yo-yo? A yo-yo is 溜溜球. Okay? So, have you ever played with one? I have. It was pretty cool. And I'm going to tell you about that. 比如说, I remember the fads. Okay, what is the fads here? Maybe 那些潮流 the fads. See, for a while, 溜溜球 the 潮流. Okay, then that was the thing. Occasionally captured my mind. 着迷我的心啊. Okay, every child gets something. Nowadays, have you ever heard of this saying? Have you ever heard of this saying? The only difference between men and boys is the price of their toys. You got that? Have you ever heard of that? Very famous saying. The only difference between men and boys. 这个男人跟男孩子，大人跟男孩子，唯一的分别 the only difference between men and boys is the price of their toys. 是他们玩具的价钱。Which basically means that men and boys like to play with toys. Got that? Well, let's see, where were we? Okay. 着迷我的心啊. Okay. In grade school, I once got involved 参与一个溜溜球的这个潮流. And here's how it went. Going on. As I passed by the 29th Street Market, there's a 29街的这个市场. Okay. One day, I noticed there was a poster in the window. 这个窗户有一个海报, and here is what it was talking about. Announcing 宣布会有一个yo-yo contest 溜溜球的一个比赛. And I thought to myself, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. So, going on, I used all of my money. So I was not very rich, right? I used all of my money to do what? To buy a yo-yo, 买个溜溜球. Still remember, you could throw it out and come back, and it would throw it out and it would come back. You ever play with a yo-yo? Great fun. And at the same time, I signed up for a yo-yo contest. 那个溜溜球比赛, I signed up for, 我报名. Sometimes you can say applied for, of course, that's more proper. But signed up is also 报名. 报名. So I signed up for this contest. For the next couple weeks, I practiced and practiced and practiced. Okay, for the next week. Whoa, wasn't even a couple weeks. 1 week. So I was throwing this thing out and throwing it down. Then sometimes you could go down and it would go around and around and around and around. And then you go, and then it go, pops right back up. I mean, it was great fun going on. On the day of the contest, I was so nervous. 紧张得很. I was really nervous. I'm sure that any time that you have been in a contest, you have been nervous too. Just like everyone else, I was nervous. I had done something, and surprise, surprise, 好稀奇的一件事情，蛮惊讶的, maybe it would even be better. Okay, I won third prize. 我得了第三名，第三名。诶，不错。But after some time, I lost interest in yo-yos. After a while, 过了一段时间, the people at the school no longer did it. And if they didn't do it, my friends, I didn't do it. So we said, forget it. And I got tired. 很厌倦. Tired of yo-yos. Maybe not, 厌倦. Okay, going on. Another fad was what? Another fad that influenced me was playing marbles. Okay, 玩这个弹珠啊，这个玻璃珠啊。This is a fad, 一个潮流。Okay, so 这个弹珠潮流。For a brief amount of time, a fad is something that people get crazy about. 很着迷的. They really do get crazy about it. And there was a time, in fact, almost every year, I was interested in this for a few years. Marbles, 玩这个弹珠. This fad occurred almost every spring. And by summertime, people weren't interested. But in springtime, much, much fun as we played with this, with these marbles. Now, going on, I saved my money, and I didn't have a whole lot of money, but I saved my money, and I bought some pretty colored glass marbles. Okay, 这些玻璃珠, okay, they were pretty, they were colored, they were made out of glass, 玻璃, okay, and we saw a picture of them at the beginning. Now, for me, this was a big investment. 我自己的投资很厉害. You know why? Because I spent all of my money. I didn't have much money, but all the other children had these marbles. And so I said, you know, I think I should have some marbles too. And so I took my money. Maybe I even asked my dad for some money. I was very poor. And I bought some marbles. Okay, so I saved my money. I had to save my money because I didn't have it. 储存了 my money. For a little boy, big investment, 投资 going on. After school, my friends and I took our bags of marbles out to the corner of the schoolyard that had a nice, smooth, concrete surface. My friends and I, okay, after school, okay, 下学以后, okay, we took our bags, each one of us 有一个小袋子. Actually, I had one friend, his name was Freddie. And Freddie was a little bit big. And he had a big sack of marbles. Many big marbles, little marbles. 有些是金属做的. Whoa. Okay, that was Freddie. Freddie loved to, he was good at playing marbles. Okay, we took it out to the corner of the schoolyard. Okay, 校园的一个角落 corner. Okay, and here there was a nice smooth concrete surface, 水泥地. Okay, it was nice, it was good, and it was smooth. 是平的，非常平的. And so, wow, wonderful, a great place to play marbles. Now, going on, we played for keeps. Now, if you hear the word for keeps, the meaning of for keeps means that if you win, it's yours for the rest of your life. 一生都不用还给人家了. So for keeps, if you win, 算数, it's yours. Okay. So we played for keeps, which is an idiom. 这个是美国的一个说法. It simply means that all winning and losing was final. All winning and losing was final. 你胜或你败, okay, that's final. 你输 is final. You win, woo, you won. See, these are all final. So for me, that just made me nervous, even more nervous. Because I said, oh dear, maybe I'll lose my precious marbles. Okay, going on. First, we would choose a marble out of our bags. So we say, well, okay, probably what we did is say, do you want to play with a big marble, little marble, metal marble? 这个金属做的这个 So what kind of marble do you want to play with? First, we would choose the marble out of our bags. And then we would do something very interesting. We would haggle over the value of the marble we chose. What does haggle mean? Haggle means 讨价还价. So we would choose a marble, and we would hold it up there, and it says, this is my marble. And the other person, 对手, would hold up and says, this is my marble. But yours is not so valuable. Oh, yes, it is valuable. And so we would 讨价还价, and we would try to determine what the value was. Okay, the value, 这个价值. Okay, of the marble, 当初的价值何在? Going on. If we both agreed, then the game began. 然后我们就开始同意 but we'd have to agree 同意，然后这个游戏就开始。Going on. My opponent, 我的对手 okay, would put, and I, both of us, we would put our marble, usually quite a ways away, 相当远的一个距离。And we put our marbles down on the concrete, one here, one there, okay? And then we would chase after each other one turn at a time. Now, okay, we call this game Chase. That was the title of the game. And so 我会追他，他会追我们。One turn at a time. 轮流。So I would shoot, chung, and then he would shoot. Okay? And then sometimes we would say we can't fudge. You know what fudge means? Sometimes fudge gives the idea of 犯规 fudge. Fudge just simply meant you 不能丢的 You had to use your finger and boom like that. So we would chase after each other, 轮流 going on. The skillful players, 玩家 players, 熟练的 skillful 熟练的players had ever enlarging marble bags. Okay, their bags got bigger and bigger and bigger, and some of us, our bags got littler and littler and smaller. Especially my bag became very, very small. And I didn't have the money to go get more marbles. I used up all of my money. Going on. After a while, I forgot about marbles. Again, it was another 弹珠潮流. It was a fad. It was a time in our lives. But then the fad goes on. Actually, in this case, it happened every spring. Every spring, 每一个春天, we at least did the marbles. Not always the yo-yos, but the marbles we did every spring. But after a while, I forgot about the marbles. Going on, I guess that is the way of life. 我猜人生就是这样. I guess this is the way of life. What is important today will not be important tomorrow. You got that? What is important today and you consider so important, 非常重要, tomorrow, you may even laugh that it was important yesterday or the day before. So, what is important today probably will not be important tomorrow. Actually, a fad, 一个潮流, is very important. Why? Because that's how people make money. 你要赚钱啊, create a fad. Make something like a 溜溜球 or 弹珠 or something. And then if people get all excited about this, okay, 有一点疯狂的, okay, then they sell a lot, and make money. And of course, you spend the money. Going on. I wonder if there is any way, I was going to say any way under the sun. We sometimes say that. I wonder, 不知道有没有一个方法 what 评估 okay or 确定我们现在的活动 okay 你的行动你的活动 Is there some way of saying, whoa, this is important. Whoa, this is not important. Because, why? Because all of us have had this experience that in the past it was important, but now worthless, not important at all. So, can we determine, 有没有办法决定评估那个价值何在 What do you do? Is it important? Going on. If I could do that, that is, if I could determine what is important and what isn't important, I could save a lot of money. Save a whole pile of money because I wouldn't waste it on all the fads. And I wouldn't waste so much time either, would I? Okay, you can write an email to us. We do have an email address. Our email address is theoldprinciple@gmail.com. 这个是我们的电邮的地址。We have a website. 我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. Well, it's been cool to have this time to spend with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you bring a friend next time and we'll talk some more about English. Until then, bye-bye.